In order to grade assignments, both pre-lab quizzes and experiment lab reports, you will go to the BYU Grades tab. Once here, you'll find whichever students you're grading for, whichever assignment that you're grading, and if it's a video or something, you can click on the object and it'll take you to the grader where you can then click on the link and grade it. If you are, however, grading an experiment or lab report, you can do the same thing. You can also click up here, open grader, and then click on the students that you'll be grading for. You can go through and add annotations if you find anywhere that they missed something. You can highlight what they missed, specify how many points they lost, and why they lost those points. You can also add feedback in this text box here. The final score that you assign them for each report will go here. In order to grade pre-lab quizzes, you'll go to the pre-lab quiz that you are grading. In this case, we have pre-lab 1. You'll open the grader, which will then take you to the same place, and you can find your student submissions and go through and grade their responses and give feedback as necessary. This one will automatically calculate as soon as you put in the points, so once you're done and have filled in all the boxes, you can continue on to the next student. When a student forgets to take a process skills quiz, you can reopen it for them by creating what's called an exception. This can be done by going to the Exams tab on LearningSuite, finding which process skills quiz it is that they missed, clicking on it, going to the exceptions here, adding their name to an exception, and then changing the availability to whatever time you think will be necessary for them to be able to take it. Then be sure to inform them of how long they have to now take the process skills quiz. If there's already a name here or another exception, if the time frame works for your student, you can add another student on, or if the time frame does not work for your student, you can add another exception and create a different time. If you ever need to email your students in order to give them class data or whatever else they might need, you can go to the Home tab, go down to Email on the left-hand side here. You would then select all your students. Be sure to only select your students so that no others would receive the email. You would then enter a subject. In this case, we'll say Experiment 3 Data. Write the body of the message. Add whatever attachments you deem that are necessary. In this case, we'll use an experiment calculations guide that contains class data. And then I highly advise checking the copy myself. That way you can ensure that the email arrives to your students in the form that it should with all the attachments necessary. And then you would just hit send email. Sometimes students accidentally submit a quiz before they're done with it, or something strange happens with LearningSuite, and the only way for them to get back into the quiz is to delete the attempt. So this will reset their attempt. In order to do so, you would find whichever quiz it was they were taking. In this case, we'll use Pre-Lab Experiment 1 as an example. We'll click View Results from the drop-down options box, which then shows us the students that have taken it, and you can see their attempt here. Now, in order to reset it, you would click the trash can next to their attempt and reset it, thereby allowing them to go back and take the exam. Sometimes students can't access the materials they need to in Path. This is likely because they forgot to check something off. In order to fix this for them, you can go to their view in LearningSuite by going to Student View, clicking this drop-down box here, clicking on the student who is having the difficulties, and then you can check to make sure that they have completed what they need to. And in this case, since she has not checked off the lectures and preloads video, you can click on it and mark it as complete for them, thereby allowing them to now see and use any materials that were restricted until this had been completed.